Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys my final recap, or should I say my final video of進撃の巨人, the final season, final chapters, which is on episode 2, yeah, pretty much we all know this was the final ending. Those of you guys who've been keeping up the manga, watching the anime from beginning to end, you'll understand that this was pretty much the freaking end, like the freaking end, or episode 89, however you want to call it, because whatever you want to say. So yeah, just finally finished the episode right now, and gonna have a long time uploading this depending on the situation. So if anything else, let's just get this started. If I had to think about the first part of the episode, it involves Eren's friends and everyone else facing against Eren and his founding titan. However, they thought it might be simple and easy. Unfortunately for them, it's not. They end up facing many previous titan users onto the founding titan, and they are pretty much in a very bad, deadly bind right now. And I mean, they are cornered. They pretty much know that the solution to this, or Peak knows that the solution to this, is to blow off Eren's head. And Peak was close to doing it, but gets attacked by the Warhammer Titan previous user. So pretty much Ymir or something like that is actually facing off Eren's friends and want this to happen, stating, I'm going to stop you here and now if I have to. Armin, on the other hand, sadly for him, he gets kidnapped or so, and is pretty much in the mouth of a cow pig looking like Titan whatsoever, While the remaining Eldians and Marlians on the location of where the plains and whatsoever is at, they are pretty much still at conflict with each other. Now, again, going back to Eren's friends, they are pretty much almost about to get killed, if I have to say it in simple words without a lot of detail. But Falco, who could somehow transform into a falcon, winged beast like flying titan, shows up and saves them all, right in the moment of time before they're all going to get killed, And at this point, they all agree that they have no choice but to kill Eren at this point. Even Mikasa still does not want to do it, because obviously we all know the reason why. From the very get-go, from the beginning, there's a reason why she won't do it, That's how it is. Levi, on the other hand, we have no choice. No other option now. And so forth. And we have to it that everyone tries to doing their best to go into separate locations, Jean, Reiner, and Piek, on the other hand, decide to work together to blow off Eren's nape, but unfortunately for them, they get overwhelmed pretty badly. As for Mikasa, Annie, and Mikasa, Annie, and Connie, they decide to work together to go after the cow pig looking like Titan that has Armin running around like hell. As for Gabi and Levi, they have to do what they can to give the support, because they can't really do anything much. That's riding on Falco, Levi thinks about how he decided to save Armin, and that he doesn't regret his choice not choosing to save Irvin, because, many reasons, because Armin has that kind of light in his eyes that freaking Irvin didn't have anymore, that kind of thing. But like I said, they are still in a cornered bind. And then we get to this other part of the episode where Armin is pretty much screaming at his other self to wake up. And then we get to see the Rumbling doing a lot of killings, and about to kill off the remaining parts of humanity around the globe. And as for Armin, he ends up entering the past and talks with Zeke. Zeke talks about how life came into being and multiplies, no matter what kind of situation or bad environment it was in, it always adapted and multiplied, And Armin's like, come on, we gotta get out of here. And Zeke's like, for what? Don't you think, even though you are alive, you're gonna die eventually? What's the point of, trying to fight back? Why do you want to still keep fighting, And Armin believes it's the simple things of, liking a leaf or going on a hill, playing catch a ball, is what mattered most. By that time, we have to it when our Eren's friends are getting overwhelmed by the Titans of Ymir that's being created onto the Founder Titan, We have to it eventually that thanks to Zeke and Armin asking their previous friends or comrades that's in the past right now for help, they decide to give them the best advantage they can, and they end up getting the the right amount of help they could give to their friends, you know? And we have to it eventually that they do save Armin, and by that time, thanks to all the other users of the Titan powers, you know, they come in, you know, from like Ymir, Porco, and freaking like Aaron's like father, you know, you name it, you know, and so forth. You get the idea. Anyways, by that time, Armin will later on get saved because of the help of the previous Titan users that's on the Founding Titan, and Armin blows it up. But not before John works together with Pick and everyone else to blow up Aaron's head off, and we get to see that source of life whatsoever showing up and trying to reconnect with Aaron, but Reiner stops it, and we have to it, Aaron blows up the freaking body and so forth, and it looks like it was going to be over. It looked like it was really, really freaking over. Sadly, though, that did not become the case, as even though many of Aaron's friends reunite with their loved ones, you know, it was only temporary. And what's even worse right now is that freaking like that source of life, wormy centipede looking like thing whatsoever, which was mentioned about Zeke, you know, ends up having to like whatchamacallit, goes to the remaining Eldians who are subjects of Ymir and blows out some kind of smoke or gas kind of thing, which apparently is recognizable to what happened to Rakugo kind of thing after what Zeke mentioned, you know. By that time, Levi realizes bad news and asks Peak and Mikasa and everyone else to get going now. Unfortunately, they had to leave the others behind, and Connie and John end up transforming into Titans, and everyone else who was there too, except for Falco. He managed to run away here and there, fly off to the distance, etc. And we have Eren emerges as a colossal titan and clashes against Armin, knowing that there's no chance of stopping him, you know, that kind of thing. So Armin makes a decision and clashes against Eren, but it looks like Eren has the upper hand, you know. Eventually, Mikasa, Levi are the only people, along with Falco, are the only people to stop Eren, while Reiner, along with like Annie and Peak, try to stop the source of life, or that centipede worm thing, who summoned a Titan army to kill Reiner, Annie, and Peak, etc. You get the idea. Anyways, Mikasa ends up getting another vision of a possible different outcome or something like that involves Mikasa and Eren themselves running away, you know. Sadly, though, that does not come to pass because, you know, what's done is done in present time, and they're stuck in there. And we have to it that eventually Eren talks to Mikasa in this vision whatsoever, saying, "When I die, please forget about me," you know, that kind of thing, etc. And eventually, we have to it, Mikasa, knowing that she can't do this no more, decides to go on with her job to do what she needs to do, kill Eren. Therefore, Levi, despite getting a lot of wounds and so forth, delivers the opening for Mikasa. Mikasa goes to Eren and finally kills him by chopping off his head, you know. And Mikasa says, "See you later, Eren," and therefore kisses him goodbye after he dies, while Ymir, in a ghost-like image whatsoever you want to call it, ends up looking on with a smile, and everything is over. Well, not entirely everything, but the final part of the special episode of the movie, if I have to call it myself, Eren, and we get to see a vision, or should I say, a conversation that happened long before they went to clash against Eren. Armin and Eren talk with each other about Ymir, you know, they don't really know what and so forth, and they end up seeing like lava, snow kind of thing, and they end up talking about Ymir, why this happened. Eventually, it got to a point when they finally entered the oceans, you know, etc. That Eren, on the other hand, you know, cares for Mikasa. He loves her. There we go. But he knows he can't be forgiven and so forth. But Armin tries to get him up and ask him why he did all this, you know. Eren says he doesn't know why, you know, but all I know is he just wanted to do it. Maybe because he was free after what his father told him, you know. Armin, on the other hand, you know, says, you know, it's not your fault that you came up with the solution. We all are at fault. So pretty much, if there's a hell waiting for us, we'll be there together with you eventually, you know. So you just gotta wait a moment, and we'll meet you there, kind of thing, you know, etc. So pretty much, you know, 80% of the humanity population is destroyed or killed by Eren, you know, and then eventually the Titan powers are gone, etc. While Eren's friends mourn and grieve about what Eren had did, and knowing that it's over, they grieve for his passing because he did it for them, you know. Although like some of them I'm not happy with the outcome. Obviously, even though like he did it for them, etc. They're not happy with what he has done and why he did it anyway. And eventually, 3 years will pass by, despite all that. As for before the 3 years pass by, sorry for being a little disorganized. Mikasa decides to take Eren somewhere where he could be at peace, otherwise he won't get a proper burial. So Mikasa decides to take Eren back to Paradise and bury him where he always takes his nap, that kind of thing. Armin, on the other hand, managed to stop the tension with the Marleyan, saying that we no longer have the power of the Titans right now, so please let us go, listen to us, etc. So that's it, and so forth. And eventually 3 years have gone by, etc. And I'm afraid there'll still be conflict around, and it'll be up to Armin and his remaining friends of Eren to try to talk to Paradise Island after leaving that place for 3 years for so long. As for Mikasa, she ends up having to go be at Eren's grave at the very end of the episode, and she misses him so much. But later on, we get to see a bird, which we believe possibly has to be Eren, obvious from the get-go, or maybe so, wrapping the scarf around Mikasa one more time and flies away to freedom. And Mikasa thanks Eren for wrapping around the scarf around her for a long time, or doing that. And then we get to see the credit scene with some post scenes about what happened to Paradis. It will later on eventually, grow tremendously and nicely, but it goes into war and will be destroyed by war. So pretty much, everything that they tried to do will be all for nothing, because Paradise Island will be destroyed either way. And then eventually there's an ending of the scene where the boy ends up traveling with his dog, and then finds a tree that was similar to what Ymir found when she was there many thousands of years ago or something, and the episode ends up with the end. So yeah, pretty much that's the summary, if I had to summarize it correctly, even though it's not a lot of detail, because most of it was just fighting Eren and the Founding Titan and eventually stopping him, and the reveal of Eren, why he did it, kind of thing. And then yeah, you get the idea. So, knowing that this was the final episode, special, or movie, I thought it was pretty cool, pretty nice, call me crazy for saying that all the time. But as for the entire series in general, I gotta say, I had my joy in it, it was pretty fun when I watched the first season, and then I think when I decided to read the manga, that's when I felt a little conflicted about it, but eventually I get the idea of understanding it, eventually. Call me crazy Milanakis, because this was made 10 years ago, and by that time, when I decided to watch the first season, and when I heard the second season was about to come about eventually, etc., that was when I decided to give it a try and watch the first season of Attack on Titan before I go on watching season 2 of Attack on Titan. Like I said, man, the first season of Attack on Titan was freaking 2013 in April, man. Not to mention 4 years later. So pretty much I didn't start the first season of Attack on Titan until I heard the announcement of season 2 of Attack on Titan. So you can imagine that I started the series of Attack on Titan in 2016 or 2017. I don't know. One thing's for certain is that I had a long journey with it, and while everyone else had to wait 10 years or many years compared to how I done it, but you get the idea. I know I'm rambling on like an idiot. Now, let's get to the point of what I'm going to say about the series in general. Do I like it? I'd say I'm in the middle, although I did like certain themes about involving maybe conflict and slavery and the darkness of humanity, etc. I thought it was pretty cool to be touching on topics on that and so forth. But overall, did I like the series in general? Yes or no? I did like it, yes, but there were some problems with it. So maybe one of them is I thought Titans were just the main enemy when I didn't understand the story, I really thought Titans was just the enemy and they had to get rid of them. Eventually, when it came to humans transforming into Titans, that's when I feel a little conflicted about it, I don't know why, but maybe I just didn't like it that way. But eventually, I start to understand and just go whatever, it is what it is. And I can remember when I first time saw Mikasa in Attack on Titan the first time, I go, oh, come on, what's this weak girl gonna do? I remember my nephew's like, no, 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 you don't get the idea, man. That girl's super strong. You get, yeah, whatsoever, yeah. So I did like the series, but it has its issues, I think one of them for me, in my opinion, was possibly humans transforming into Titans. But even though I seem to get the idea, eventually it still feels a little like iffy biffy for me, And then, when it comes to humanity coming into conflict with each other, I guess I kind of like that too, I thought it was just humans versus Titans at first, but I guess there was more to it to the story than that, and I learned to accept it. So, pretty much it was a pretty awesome series, depending on your point of view. I mean, like, pretty awesome music, if I had to say so myself. I mean, Hiroyuki Sawano, who could ever forget that guy? That guy makes the best composing music. I'd be listening to his soundtracks of anything from emotional to sad to like rock out songs any day, every day, You get the idea. Anyways, would I really recommend this series to anyone? It depends on your point of view. If you like if you like maybe certain tension and maybe certain things that might be to your liking about psychological or maybe certain conflict, I don't know. Or maybe if you like conflict in general, or you just like to see certain characters die that could happen to anyone, then maybe, yeah, give it a try, but it's not really that perfect. Well, just in my opinion, everyone has their entitlement of what to feel about Attack on Titan. Even right now, the ending of Attack on Titan and how the battle went, I'm pretty sure everybody, I wasn't the only one who also felt conflicted about it, but it is what it is, But when it came to the battle with Eren, I'm pretty sure everyone didn't really like it, and it would have been best if Eren just, like, annihilated everybody. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have liked that outcome, but, because, there are certain things that are limitations and that maybe there has to be a certain another way to doing it, even though it's fictional. The author decides to do it this way and acceptable, but in the end, it all came to naught because the Paradise Island gets destroyed, Understandable. So, if anything, Flock really wanted everyone outside the island to die because this is the result, and guess what? That's what he feared most, and yeah, everything came to naught. So, yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. I might be rambling on. So, pretty much, overall, in my opinion about the series, I'd say maybe at most around a 7 to 8 out of 10, if I have to, in the total of the entire Attack on Titan series, Although, like, you guys might be thinking, why can't you go a little higher? Like I said, I liked Attack on Titan, from the animation, music, and so forth, etc. But when it came to certain things, when maybe the story and the plot and maybe some other things, I might have been a little conflicted about it. So I do like the series, but it has issues. So that's all I'm going to say. Those of you guys who loved Attack on Titan, I'm sorry if I offended you in any other way. Please forgive me. I'm just stating out my honesty, But that aside, it was still a wondrous fun ride to the very end, Even though I started like somewhere in like late in the game, like maybe around like 2016 or maybe 2017, if anything. But yeah, pretty much like looking forward to another series, if anything, from the author, but we'll have to see because I'm pretty sure he must be taking a long break right now, considering that he put in a lot of hard work. So yeah, so pretty much like a 7 to 8 out of 10 for the entire Attack on Titan series. It's been fun while it lasted, but now the journey's over. So I'm going to say this as the final closure, Find your way home. You are free. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys in my next video or so, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Ta-ta-da!